Hey guys, Cole Minigun here, bringing you a 1v1 ladder replay against Scarlett, PvZ on Daybreak. So on Daybreak, the most common builds you'll see are fast thirds, the Immortal all-in. Some people will do Blink, although that's less common now because Zergs have kind of figured it out. Creep spread kind of negates Blink because they can get a good surround on you. But mostly you'll see Immortal all-ins or a fast third. Although most of the Korean players do like to do Stargate too. It's less common in the foreign scene though. Right, so I did the 9 pylon in my main. This is something what's his name? Parting. It's something Parting does a lot. So I've been trying it out. It seems pretty good. Even if they 7 pull you, you can still make a cannon in your main in a reasonably fast time. Right, so I'm doing the no scout. You shouldn't not be scouting if you're in the lower leagues because you'll be 7 pulled or 10 pulled really often, but at the MMR I'm at, you will only see 15 hatch, 14 pull, 15 pull. But Scarlett actually does 7 pull. She's like the only person I see 7 pull. Which I find out in the recent games I played with her. Right, so just not gonna scout, just gonna keep probing up. What I'll do is I'll Nexus on 17 and then put the forge down in my main and then I'll put a pylon at my natural. So I guess we can talk about what the Zerg might do. The Zerg is most likely going to take a fast third and then go straight up to infestor tech, although roachling aggression is still kinda common. It's not as common as it used to be because Protoss got better at defending it, but it is still somewhat out there. Maybe roachling drops. Mutas, you don't really see mutas anymore, so either infestor or roachling play. We'll have to see. We're just gonna continue walling off. I didn't go straight to her base with that probe because I want to make sure she didn't 14 pull or something. I would need to know that. So I just left it at the watchtower. But I will go scout for that third very shortly. Alright, so you always want to double gas. Alright, so I see the lings, know that timing. I'll have my probe ready just in case I need to wall off. And you always want to notice how many lings they make. Like 6 lings, that means she wants to try and run by, as she just did. So I'm going to change up my wall a little bit. Normally I'd obviously be walling the front with the cyber core, but I'm going to wall it in the back, that way she can't just run straight up my ramp. It gives the cannon more time to kill off lings. Alright, so I'm going to check for that third. Alright, so the third's there, no all-in's coming. Alright, so I just want to continue chrono boosting probes. Alright, now that the zealot's out, I can rally back down. Alright, so this hurt my mining just a little bit, but she also made 6 lings, so hurt hers too. Alright, so just gonna get rid of these lings real fast. Or try to. So if there are lings near base, usually it's best to build a stalker. Just to get rid of them faster. It'd be quite annoying. Good. When that's done, you always want to push the watchtower with that zealot, so you can see if all-in's coming, or just something strange. Alright, Stalker gives you map control. You don't want to leave the Stalker out for too long, because if you do, Overlords will start to come to your base. And the longer you can keep a Zerg in the dark, the better. Although this game I might have pushed all the way to her watchtower. It's probably too far, but we'll see. Alright, so getting a fast robo for that fast observer. Also gives you access to quicker immortals. Alright. Guys in gas. Harassing this queen a little bit. You just want to force any lings you can. Right, so I should be adding on a few more gates shortly. Usually if you want to add 3 more gates or so, if you're playing to take a fast third. So I always get that observer first. The faster you scout, the faster you can counter whatever she may be doing. I went ahead and went with 5 gates just to wall off the front. I'm not sure how many lings she made, so if she has speed coming and a bunch of lings, I definitely need to wall that off completely. But it's not a big deal how many gates you make. 4 or 5 is the same thing. You're going to start walling off. You want to put your first pylons in a good spot where you can start to wall that off as well. So immortal immediately. Always chrono boosted. Normally you want 4 to 5 sentries, unless you see them doing a roachling all in. If they're not doing the roachling all in, that means they're teching up fast, which means you need to tech up fast. So if you make too many sentries, you're going to fall behind tech-wise. So you usually want to stick with 4 to 5. I need to be walling this off though. So a good wall PvZ is always something you should learn. Later on I'll wall that off completely. Alright, so checking for tech. I'm going around the outskirts so she may not see the observer. If you send it straight through, it's much easier to spot. And the good Zergs have really started paying attention, so something you should do. Infestation pit. So I'm getting the double upgrades going. You can skip blink and go straight for class A tech and just get the double robo started. Something I've been playing around with. So when I see them going in Fester Tech, I usually get a Warp Prism, just so they can't take an early 5th. Sometimes you can harass the 4th too. And when you know they're not all in you, you want to be really skimpy on units. Like if you look at my army right now, it's the 1030 mark, and all I have is 1 Immortal, 5 Sentries, and a Stalker. Like that's nothing at all. That's just from the scouting. I've got full vision, so I know nothing's coming. Well, not full, but good enough. Checking for that hive, no hive yet. Continuing to wall that off, because eventually when I do attack, I'll want to wall that off completely so she can't counterattack. Okay, just gonna continue chrono boosting upgrades. Going for that double class eye. Okay, gonna go check for that early expansion. Just continue to chrono boost out class eye upgrades. And you usually want to cut probes at around 66 to 70. Then you start making or grabbing map control from the Zerg player. Alright, I see hive coming. So now is my time to start really pumping out units. So I decided to warp in here. If you can keep the zealots in the little chokes that she's making, it can be really strong because she shouldn't have any roaches right now. It should be pure ling infestors, so they can actually do a lot of damage. So it also wastes a lot of energy. Also good. While I just continue getting ready to attack. That did a decent amount of damage. So I'm about to leave my base, so I'm going to wall that off completely. Continue chrono boosting upgrades and whatnot. Normally you should just send 1 unit to clear that watchtower because you don't want her knowing that you are actually moving out. Alright, so 4 class size, that magic number you want. Okay, also adding in some warp prisms. So now that I see if Hive is done, you want to take that observer and put it in a more useful spot. Alright, so still chrono boosting stuff. I don't want to attack quite yet. Waiting on these warp prisms to come out and these gates to turn on. Always want to send the observer first. Don't want to go anywhere blind or you just get chain fungled. So letting a few stalkers go first. So I see she's just giving up that base, so you can just go take it out. Take my own fourth. Start taking up the fleet beacon because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to kill her here. So I've got one warp prism going to her fourth, one warp prism going to her main, and my army is sitting out in the middle of the map threatening any moves out that I can do. Right, so I see a small army up there, so I'm going to go try and take it out because I saw corruptors down below. So if I can fight a fight without corruptors, I should be able to win it pretty easily. So I'm just looking out for the infestors right now. Getting ready to move my army out of the way when I see them. Alright, so trying to just pick off anything I can. Alright, so running back because I ran out of stalkers. No reason to keep fighting. Alright, so I want to do another double pronged attack. Attack her fourth while attacking the middle base again. Continue to tech up. Alright, so that's good pickoffs for me. She was going down to protect her main base from the warp prism. It was a good distraction. Normally you don't want to blink them all up like that. You only want to blink 5. I think 5 is the magic number for one-shotting infestors. So that's normally what you want to do. I do think the mothership was probably a little bit late. Should have been adding that as I was attacking maybe. But just constant aggression is what you want to do. Let's continue chrono boosting mothership upgrades, etc., etc. Zealots are super cost effective. Small chokes like that. Fightlings all day. And just decide to push because she shouldn't be able to hold. And whenever you get away, she just wasted all that fungal energy for nothing basically. So if you ever think you can get away in forced engagements like that, it's always good. But getting away is obviously the hard part. Alright, so immortals are pretty useless late game, so are sentries. So I'm going to be getting ready the immortals by dropping them. You never just want to throw away immortals, they're too good. But I will just kill off the sentries. This sentries is a waste of supply. Alright, so you want a good number of High Templar, like 5 to 6 High Templar. And a few Archons mixed in are always good. And then 3 Colossi. 4 Colossi is a little bit too much when a bunch of Broodlords come out. So still continuing to upgrade. That 5th was probably a bit late. So again, want to do some more double pronged aggression. Right, so pulled the army away, so you want to attack the spines. Spines without army supporting them are basically nothing. Very easy to take out. So as soon as I see the army leave, just go attack again. Alright, so I feel like I've done enough damage, so I think I can just 1A, pretty much. So I'm just gonna walk up where there aren't any spines, get a good arc. Just trying to get a decent vortex off. Alright, so just the main thing to control is that mothership, because that can actually lose you the game. Probably went a little bit too far there. So I did save the vortex because she looked like she was trying to neural parasite it or something. So I just held it back. And that should be GG. Alright, so that was PvZ against Scarlett on Daybreak. Hopefully you learned something from it. Hopefully I explained everything decent enough. But yeah, so give a shout out to our sponsors, Sound Blaster, Origin, QPad, Game of Gamers, and PNY. Check out the Facebook and Twitter right there. YouTube is also right there as well. Twitter, although I don't use that as much as I should. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and until next time.